Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the Vegas Top Dogs TV YouTube channel update, college football for Saturday, December the 3rd. We actually have a pick on the Friday game as well in the Pac-12 championship. We'll get to our guest handicapper here 1 minute. Just want to touch on a few things from last week. Some of the upsets we had from last week in college football: Michigan, Mississippi State over number 20 Mississippi. NC State with the upset over number 17 North Carolina. Texas A&M with the upset over number 5 LSU. Knocked them out of the top 5 rankings. Oregon State with the upset over number 9 Oregon. And Michigan with the big upset over Ohio State. Number 2 Ohio State knocked them out of the top 4. So will the underdogs continue this week? Let's jump right in with our action. Bring on Jesse the Iceman with some college football action.
Thanks for having me, Tony. I'm really looking forward to putting the finishing touches on another successful college football season. And the first game I'm going to look at should be a great game. We're looking at USC and Utah in the Pac-12 championship game. Of course, this is a rematch from earlier in the season when Utah won 43-42 at home back in October. Cam Rising engineered a game-winning touchdown drive in the final minute, and Utah converted on a 2-point conversion to get that 1-point victory. It was a high-scoring game, and I think we've got every reason to think that we'll see another high-scoring game here. I will mention that last year Utah was in the Pac-12 championship game, and they were playing Oregon. So they beat the Ducks 38-7 in the regular season. And then a couple weeks later, they go to the Pac-12 championship game and they beat the Ducks 38-10, almost an identical score. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see an almost identical score here to their previous game against USC. You got the Trojans with Caleb Williams, looks like the Heisman winner, 381 yards and 5 touchdowns on 25 of 42 passing against Utah. Overall this season, Williams, 34 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. Looking for him to have another big game. And Cam Rising, he has not played that consistently lately, but he did have a big game against this Trojans defense. 415 yards, a pair of touchdowns on 30 of 44 passing. We look for both these offenses to keep on rolling. The over has hit in 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. And USC has gone over in 6 straight. So we're taking the over in the Pac-12 championship game on Friday.
I like it.
And it's gonna be one of those games that you're gonna want to watch.
Absolutely.
And the next game I'm going to talk about is also going to be a good game. It's a revenge game in the American. We got Central Florida traveling to Tulane. In the American, they actually don't play on a neutral field. The team with the better record plays at home. So Tulane lost to Central Florida a couple weeks ago, you might remember. And John Reese Plumlee ran for 176 yards in that game, which proved to be one of the big differences. John Reese Plumlee's got a bit of a hamstring injury. We're not even sure if he's going to play in this rematch. It doesn't really look like he's primed to go for 176 yards on the ground again. We're probably expecting Mikey Keene to be under center for the Knights. Mikey Keene's got some nice-looking stats, 6 touchdowns, 1 pick, but you got to keep in mind who he's played. He's played South Florida, Navy, and Memphis. Those are bottom-of-the-barrel defenses in the American. Now he's playing on the road at Tulane. Big difference here. It's hard to beat a team twice. Tulane's got the best defense in the conference. They've been world beaters this year. Their quarterback, Michael Pratt, the guy doesn't make mistakes. 21 touchdowns, just 4 picks on the year. And they got a running back that is almost unstoppable. In this revenge game, I really like the Tulane Green Wave.
All right. I like that one as well. Any picks you have up for Thursday NFL or this weekend?
I do have my AFC East total of the year going tomorrow night on Thursday Night Football, and I will have 4 or 5 college football plays for this weekend. And I'm still putting out World Cup picks occasionally when they come up. I know that they're not always up there, but there has been a few sneaking through the cracks. And college basketball, NBA, I'm on a perfect 5-0 NBA run, which is looking a little shaky as we speak with the Raptors game, but we'll see how that plays out.
All right. Thank you very much for the picks and the analysis, and good luck this weekend. Before I let you go, let me talk about the pick I like. But first, guys, I want everyone to go to VegasTopDogs.com. Jesse's been red hot. Several of our cappers have been red hot. So go to VegasTopDogs.com. Check out the hot hands. Check out the leaderboard, and put a little extra money in your pocket here. It comes in handy around the holiday season. And before I get to my selection, make sure you like, subscribe, give us that thumbs up here. We'll keep these videos rolling. We'll have an NFL video coming out tomorrow. So like, subscribe, thumbs up. You'll be notified every time a new video comes out. Let me jump right in with my selection. It goes Saturday. It's also a rematch game. Kansas State and TCU kicks off early at 12 noon Eastern time. Saturday, current line, TCU is -2.5. Total set at 62. So I think it's going to be another shootout. This time around, I do like Kansas State. Whether it's Adrian Martinez or Max Duggan, both quarterbacks have been great. Martinez is more of a dual threat type of quarterback. Max Duggan, 29 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions on the year. He's played very well. He is a senior, so he is experienced, who they decide to go with. First time they played, TCU only had 377 total yards, so they didn't put up a ton of yardage. And Kansas State did have a big lead in that game. First game was at TCU. This one, neutral site. It's being played in Arlington, Texas. But Kansas State's been playing well. I like them to knock off TCU, knock them out of the rankings. TCU was pretty much off a perfect game last week against Iowa State. They just, everything, rushing the ball, passing the ball, they played great. They won 62-14. It's going to be hard to replicate that type of game against a tough Kansas State team. Kansas State comes in hungry, chance to knock off a ranked opponent here. I like Kansas State +2 in the early kickoff on Saturday. I'll have my college football loaded up later in the week as well. My NFL and college has been red hot, so be sure to go to VegasTopDogs.com. Jesse, thanks for joining us once again. I appreciate it, and hopefully all of our followers did as well.
Thanks, Tony.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you again with some bowl action probably next week. As always, good luck and be a winner.